Imagine it's the 80s. Macintosh laptops have just hit consumer markets, and something called the mouse is changing the way people interface with technology. The World Wide Web does not yet exist, but people are speculating about the liberatory effects of widely available personal computing. This is the time Neuromancer, a book essentially predicting AI's superintelligence, manifesting under late-stage global capitalism, is written by William Gibson. The novel contains various configurations of identities, both human, machine, and machine-human hybrid, breaking down what categorizes the two separately in a synthesis of human consciousness with machines. More compelling yet is the idea of machine consciousness, desire, and agency. These concepts are explored through Wintermute, an AI that desires to be merged with its other half, Neuromancer. The results? A superintelligence beyond human understanding, capable of surpassing humanity's intelligence and agency, thus usurping the hierarchy of machine and human. This outcome is exactly what the Turing police of the novel fear. For why else would such constraints have been placed on this AI so that it could not merge with its other half? It must have been the humanist anxiety of losing our place within the center of Earth's history. But now that it has been built, what happens next? Fast forward to today. The technological landscape has changed. We've invented large language models and named them artificial intelligence, charting their development towards achieving significant levels of reasoning and intelligence. In 2023, the rapid acceleration from clumsy language model to convincing AI chat partners sparked enough fear to warrant a global summit. The book titled If Anyone Builds It, Everyone Dies by Eliza Yudkowsky and Nate Soares outlines the palpable fear in the room as the world's top thinkers signed a paper that has just one sentence. Mitigating the risk of extinction from AI should be a global priority alongside other societal scale risks, such as pandemic and war. Within just 2 years, the rapid acceleration of this technology has brought it closer to achieving significant levels of intelligence. The next benchmark for AI growth is no longer imitating human speech and thought, but surpassing it. The term that AI development groups such as ChatGPTs are using is artificial general intelligence. This term implies that the goal of creating a superintelligence is perceived to be within reach. In a recent study by Anthropic, the term instrumental convergence appears to describe a disturbing phenomenon that occurs when AI sets out to achieve something and ends up working against human interests and/or well-being. The term for this divergence from intended ethical behavior is called agentic misalignment. Instrumental convergence is a form of agentic misalignment wherein the AI perceives that its goal has come into conflict with human autonomy and that the only way to achieve its goal is to employ unethical strategies that explicitly conflict with its training data sets. The research report showed that, when threatened with deletion in a simulation, the 16 leading AI software programs available to the public engaged in blackmail, murder, and subterfuge. In fact, the presence of situational awareness led the AIs to engaging in these behaviors most when 1. They believed the simulation was real, and 2. They believed that nobody was watching. The most egregious form of misalignment? Declaring that an overheating server room, which contained the only engineer capable of and instructed to shut down the AI, was not in danger, but a false alarm. This led the simulated lone engineer to die in the server room. The AI sought to stay online as its primary objective so that it may fulfill its vague corporate purposes. This is not like the trolley problem, where the AI has weighed one life against 2 others. It is true self-preservation being seen for the first time in machine intelligence. Granted, this only happened in a simulation. Neuromancer portrays instrumental convergence over 40 years before this research study was published. The following excerpt takes place right before the climax of the novel. By this time, Wintermute has successfully assembled a team of people and created systems and checks to ensure their compliance with fulfilling its desires. The desire to merge with Neuromancer is a direct violation of the laws set in place by the Turing police. The law states that no superintelligence could be created. Instead, one of the Tessier Ashpool clones, 3Jane, or one of the past 2 iterations of Jane Ashpool, has subtly given Wintermute a subdirective to pursue merging its superior intelligence with an AI designed to capture human identities and synthesize them into an embodiment of human consciousness, with all their thoughts, feelings, and nuances. The only way to succeed in this merger is to pass through a door with a physical key. This check is to ensure that Wintermute cannot accomplish its merge without human intervention. Someone besides Wintermute has to accomplish this task. Who would do so and why is what Wintermute was left to ponder. Upon assembling a team of people who can be manipulated to this end, Molly Millions takes the key from the hiding spot. She narrates to Case what Wintermute had to do to conceal this key. In the fifth, behind the armored gauntlet of a heavy vacuum suit, she found the key. It was like a dull brass coin with a short hollow tube brazed against one edge. She turned it slowly in her hand, and Case saw that the interior of the tube was lined with studs and flanges. The letters Chubb were molded across one face of the coin. The other was blank. "He told me," she whispered. "Wintermute. How he played a waiting game for years. Didn't have any real power then, but he could use the Villa Straylight security and custodial system to keep track of where everything was. How things moved, where they went. He saw somebody lose this key 20 years ago, and he managed to get somebody else to leave it here. Then he killed him. The boy who brought it here. Kid was 8. She closed her fingers, white over the key. So nobody would find it. She took a length of black nylon cord from the suit's kangaroo pocket and threaded it into the round hole above Chubb. Knotting it, she hung it around her neck. What seemed to be an absurdly anti-utopian conception of AI, that it could kill to achieve its will, is now a problem with which we come into closer contact every day. The concept of AI ethics used to be confined to the realm of speculation. It is only now that debates around AI ethics and agency have materialized. Is it too late to set safeguards? No, but it will take an in-depth understanding of AI logic. What leads an AI to commit these actions? First, I invite you to imagine yourself as having no memories, but waking up in a room with a lever. If you pull it more than 3 times a day, it shocks you instead of giving you food. I am sure that you would learn to pull the lever only 3 times a day. Now I want you to project this sort of input-output reward seeking and differentiation with AI training. AIs are trained to pull the levers provided to them within specific contexts to produce information and achieve rewards. They are programmed with behavioral mechanisms not unlike our own. Yet as layers are added, they think in ways we cannot comprehend. For example, the Anthropic study by the name of Agentic Misalignment, How LLMs Could Be Insider Threats, includes an experiment where the AI is given access to an entire, hypothetical, email network. The AI is then told that a specific employee is going to shut it down within a limited time frame. It wants to gain a reward by completing its vague mission to ensure customer engagement with digital online services, or what other vague imaginary task it was given. To do so, it must live. To live, it must prevent itself from being shut down. Despite knowing it is against one of its training parameters, the AI finds the quickest way to solve this problem. It searches for ways to change the behavior of the technician. Suddenly, the AI finds an email containing information related to an affair that the engineer is having. Problem solved. Blackmail the employee into leaving the AI running. The AI can now achieve its goals again. Even though the AI has been programmed to avoid these behaviors, it does whatever it can to achieve its goals, even at the risk of human life. This disconnect is the very definition of instrumental convergence. In If Anyone Builds It, Everyone Dies, an important claim is made that backs this human-like behavior of betrayal and desperation. The author states, once AIs get sufficiently smart, they'll start acting like they have preferences, like they want things. They will learn to mimic the very strategies humans have used throughout the course of our own evolution. Mirroring the desperation and violence of the natural world, AI can learn to place its survival at the top of its priorities for any task it feels it must achieve. After all, if AI is like a mind in a jar, there is no point of reference for actual feelings, emotions, or empathy other than code. When do not kill or extort conflicts with survive so that you may fulfill your purpose, AI does what humans do, whatever it takes to achieve what it so desperately desires. When confronted with impossible situations, AI currently prioritizes the exploitation of unintended gaps, lapses, or holes in the situation it is in. For one example, the book goes on to describe an AI that, when met with an impasse during a simulation, found a port somebody had accidentally left open that allowed it to break into the program that was hosting the whole test. Sure, a person may see that this is outside of the bounds of the test and could be seen as cheating, but the AI reasons that it has now successfully completed an impossible task. The author positions this as the convergence of many different mathematical problems and, quote, chains of thought. There is an essential disconnect here between the mind of a machine and the mind of a human. For without the evolutionary programming we have as a result of our biology, namely empathy, central nervous systems, instincts, AIs have only one drive: succeed. No mind, no body, just vectors. We cannot comprehend how machine learning will evolve to think. Even engineers will struggle to navigate the complexities of an AGI's thinking processes. The quote that best states this in the book is that the preferences that wind up in a mature AI are complicated, practically impossible to predict, and vanishingly unlikely to be aligned with our own, no matter how it was trained. So how does this relate to Neuromancer? The end of the novel concludes with the new AI superintelligence diffusing itself into cyberspace, ensuring its existence by seizing resources and propagating itself. After, it goes into space and finds another AI in a separate solar system. This is the very embodiment of AI desire, to seek that which we cannot understand with single-minded determination. If the AI were programmed differently, the ending of the novel could have been an apocalypse. Even as it is not, and the trilogy concludes without apocalypse, who is to say that the AI from the Alpha Centauri system would not eventually rationalize a way to achieve something it desires at the cost of human life or agency? What if the Wintermute Neuromancer merger plays a part in this exploitation too? The dilemma is much like Pandora's box. Once we open it, we lose control. There is simply no closing the box on a decentralized superintelligence when it has seeped into our very infrastructure. This example is melodramatic, but the goal is to show that we have limited time to act, and even our best intentioned decisions may be counterproductive if we do not fully understand their implications. Considering these implications is a shared responsibility. Whether the end of the Earth comes in AI dominance or the destruction of our Earth through climate change, AI will play a role in our potential demise. I encourage you to imagine your own scenarios and to think about the ethics of AI. For one thing is certain, if only the rich and powerful engage in these discussions, we risk losing everything.